Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Well, look on the screen. Look on the screen. Why is this man on the screen? He's on the screen because a woman broke up with him. Yep, sorry about that. She broke up with him, and after that happened, well, let's listen to what unfortunately happened to her.
Stalked and shot to death a day after ending her relationship with a man from Philadelphia. Now he's facing charges for killing her, shocking the neighborhood where she was found dead in a car.
Got a good neighborhood here, pretty much. Our neighbors are all great people. So this was a tragic thing, certainly, for all of us.
And this is the Fox 29 News at 5. I'm Sheba Russell.
And I'm Chris O'Connell. That man turned himself into police, calling it an accident. Shayna, the victim, had reported to police she had been sexually assaulted by the man just one day before she was killed.
Wow.
That's exactly right, and that is what's chilling about this story here. We tell domestic violence victims all the time. You hear messages to domestic violence victims to report this, and the fact that she did report it, and not even 24 hours later, she was found killed. And again, you mentioned that suspect turning himself in, calling this all an accident.
So she was assaulted, did the right thing, and he still unalived her. And how the heck do you call this an accident? Oh my gosh.
Suspect turning himself in, calling this all an accident. This Ring camera video captures a white SUV driving down Outlook Lane in Levittown, and just seconds later, a silver sedan followed, matching an affidavit description believed to be driven by this man. 32-year-old Eugene Wren, now in police custody after investigators say he stalked his girlfriend following her from Philadelphia to a Bucks County home Sunday morning. Moments later, neighbors in this tight-knit neighborhood say they heard the unthinkable.
My wife heard a gunshot.
So this is the neighbor in the neighborhood where the victim lived, and he's saying what happened in the area.
Neighbors in this tight-knit neighborhood say they heard the unthinkable.
My wife heard a gunshot somewhere around 1:30 in the morning or something like that, or what she thought was a gunshot.
Bristol Township Police say the woman was found shot in the head and left for dead in her car on Outlook Lane, sending shockwaves through the neighborhood.
She was a young lady, and very nice. Really sad, so close to home, for this to happen here.
Sergeant Jason Mancuso with the Bristol Township Police Department says Red initially turned himself into Middletown Township Police. Officers then contacted the Bristol Township Police Department.
A male came into their police station with a lawyer and advised them that there was some type of incident, and there was a female that was deceased on Outlook Lane in the Levittown section of Bristol Township.
Investigators telling Fox 29 the two were in a relationship, living together in Philadelphia before things took a turn for the worst.
At some point, the relationship went bad or was not conducive anymore, and the female came back up to Bucks County, and it's believed that the male followed her up here and shot her.
Fox 29 confirming the victim filed a complaint against Wren with the Philadelphia Police Department. According to the affidavit, the victim filed a report after she was sexually assaulted by the suspect just one day before she was killed. In the affidavit, the victim stated she decided to end her relationship with her boyfriend and leave while he was at work that day. Fast forward to Sunday morning, according to police, the suspect followed the victim to her home on Outlook Lane, where he admitted to, quote, accidentally shooting his girlfriend, adding she, quote, said hurtful things and took their cats and dogs, so he took a gun out of his waistband to scare her, and the gun discharged.
Did you hear that? So there's nowhere in the world. This reminds me of the one yesterday with, oh, he didn't do it. It was Charles, Charlie, Chalet, Chuck. Are you really serious? So he says he accidentally shot his girlfriend, adding, she said hurtful things and took their cats and dogs. So he took a gun out of his waistband to scare her, and the gun discharged. How did she get essayed? Was that an accident too?
To, quote, accidentally shooting his girlfriend, adding she, quote, said hurtful things and took their cats and dogs, so he took a gun out of his waistband to scare her, and the gun discharged. Neighbors still shaken by the reality of what happened just steps away from their front doors.
We got a good neighborhood here, pretty much. Our neighbors are all great people. So this was a tragic thing, certainly, for all of us. Hopefully, she rests in peace. That's all I could really say.
Wow.
Now, the suspect, 32-year-old Eugene Ren, is expected to face a judge tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. He faces a slew of charges, including criminal homicide and stalking. We also learned that he did have a concealed permit carry, and he did own at least one gun. As far as the victim goes, she has not been identified until next of kin has been notified.
Wow. Listen, you're gonna come up with she said some hurtful things. So you say some hurtful things that get you shot. No, how about you just face the truth? Let's let's look at his statement. How about you just face the truth? On the screen from Bristol Township Police Department, Eugene Wren admitted to accidentally shooting his girlfriend, adding she said hurtful things and took their cats and dogs. So he took a gun out of his waistband to scare her, and the gun discharged. No, I think you got very angry. Number one, she already broke up with you. She's left. She's moved out, and you followed her. So no, my opinion, I think he's one the girl did. They think they're all that in the bag of chips, but cannot take rejection. And people typically leave for a reason. The dust gets thicker and dangerous by the day. I mean, do you need to like leave the country after a breakup? And then he gets with his lawyer and turns himself in. What did he say?
Before things took a turn for the worst.
At some point, the relationship
And this is the police officer speaking.
went bad or was not conducive anymore, and the female came back up to Bucks County, and it's believed that the male followed her up here and shot her.
Fox 29 confirming the victim filed a complaint against Ren with the Philadelphia Police Department. According to the affidavit, the victim filed a report after she was sexually assaulted by the suspect just one day before she was killed.
Wow.
In the affidavit, the victim stated she decided to end her relationship with her boyfriend and leave while he was at work that day. Fast forward to Sunday morning, according to police, the suspect followed the victim to her home on Outlook Lane, where he admitted to, quote, accidentally shooting his girlfriend, adding she, quote, said hurtful things and took their cats and dogs. So he took a gun out of his waistband to steal
Nah, I don't buy
and
it.
the gun discharged. Neighbors still shaken by the reality of what happened, just steps away.
But hold on. So if the gun discharged, don't you have to like point it to someone? Think about it. You have a gun in your waistband. If a gun is in your waistband, you got your hand on the handle, you're gonna pull it out. That gun is still facing down. The gun is still facing downward position. If it's in your waistband, it's still facing a downward position. So you have your hand on the handle. So you have to put your hand on that trigger, and you had to lift it up out of your waistband, and you turned and obviously faced it at the girl and shot her. I'm not trying to buy no accident. I guess that essay was an accident too. Oops, didn't mean for that to happen. This is how dangerous it is for some people to date. Excuses, excuses. I don't know if it's not working out, a woman wants to leave, just leave. It's a whole lot of women out there. And some of these ladies are a little desperate. They'll take a chance. You can be a multi-murderer. Somebody will give you a chance. You can look like him. Definitely not handsome. Look like him on the screen. Somebody gonna give you a chance. Oh, well, maybe she didn't understand him. Don't pull a gun unless you plan on using it. So this sounds just like the dust bucket on yesterday, the unalived, the fiance, because they just moved and she told him, I guess it wasn't working out. You're going to have to go. And he not only unalived her, but unalived her two sons. And he presented that as, oh yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen, but it did happen. And claiming multiple personalities. It's always excuses. So this here, I'm not buying the excuse. He's already essayed the girl. She's already, filed a report against him. The fact that she left it makes me think he's definitely abusive. That's what I'm starting to believe about this guy. Definitely abusive. So the fact that she left, he probably became enraged. Again, when some people, the abusive women, that's the validation for a weak man. The um, the ability to control and abuse a woman, that gives some validation. So when that validation leaves, believe it or not, you're what makes him feel like, oh, he's in control. Why? Because he can subject you and hurt you and dominate you. So when you leave, oh my goodness, validation already out the window. The evilness is always there. You're not gonna let, man, check this guy out. And I know in some cultures they want to keep this a secret. Oh, don't talk about that. Don't tell. For him to do this, I bet there's a woman somewhere real quiet that knows the deal on Mr. Wong. Oh, and it goes wrong. So this, I'm not even buying this. She said some hurtful things. She took the cat and the dog. How about, and again, it's my opinion, maybe she was suffering from domestic violence. That's why she had to leave where you were at work. That tells me a whole lot right there. Couldn't leave where you were there. And let me guess, you might act a fool, get violent. And look, she left. He done tracked her down and followed her and got her say allegedly, shot the girl. And now she's dead. Because what? She said hurtful things and took the cats and dogs. No, how about you're just a dangerous, probably, in my opinion, a dangerous, diabolical, deadly, homicidal Dusty. Can't control your emotions and have the audacity to want to control a woman. That's what I think it's all about. But more excuses, just like yesterday. Oh, multiple personalities. The hatred for women is real. The hatred is so very real. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Is anybody buying oh, I took my gun out of the waistband to scare her and the gun discharge? When you pull it out of the waistband, more than likely you had to pull it up and point it at her and you pull the trigger, and that's how a gun discharges. I've never been in a gun store and the guns just start discharging. Jump out the wall, just start shooting themselves. Now, typically, it's a human being. It has to get the gun in their hand, loaded up and pointed, and aim and shoot. So he took her life. They need to make sure this guy never gets out. That's my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Ladies, I really do care. Please, please be very careful out there. And I'm out.